Hi everyone, welcome to Lastminutecoders. My name is Vinay. I hope you guys are doing good. So in this video we are going to see validation in Canvas app. So if you know about Canvas app, you know about the form control. In form control, what do we have? We have inbuilt validation with us, right? But if we build a custom form, so we have to build this validation system by ourselves. So I have built one custom form where I have name field, email field, phone number field, password field, gender, date of birth, is citizen of India. If I take this on, so I'm not seeing this that text input, but if I turn this off, the user has to input his or her country. Let me say Mexico, right? So if this is ticked, then well and good, no need to give any country name. But if it is unticked, then you have to give your country name, right? So let me keep blank for now. In name field, what is the validation? Here you can see it is saying that it is a required field. So this field should contain a value. By the way, all of the fields are required fields. So all of them should contains a value. Okay. So by default, what should happen if I click on submit form? I should, instead of saying data has been saved successfully, I should get one notification error saying that the name field, email field, phone number field, password field, gender, date of birth, a citizen of India are empty. You need to fill them properly. Something like that kind of error I need to see, right? Or other way of showing the validation, I can make the borders of these field like red in color, or I can show the error below that name field is required. Something like that I can do. Okay, so there are 3-4 ways to do this. So let's start with the first one. Or like if I click on the submit form button, instead it is currently showing me data has been saved successfully. It should throw me one error message saying that please fill these fields properly. Okay, so like that kind of error we can see. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to validate. Okay, how will I validate? There is the function called isBlank. So let me create one label first. Maybe let me cut it, so I'll paste it in this screen. Okay, and let me give it some background color so that it is more visible. Now in its text property, what I'll write, let's see up here. I'll write isBlank, B-L-A-N-K blank. IsBlank is a function. So isBlank take the name of the control or expression. Okay. So if I click on this control and if I copy its name and if I go to this text, I paste this inside this isBlank.text. If I say something like it, so it is saying true, right? So if I write something on this name, it is changing to false, right? If it was blank, it is saying me true. So if this is true, if this code is true, right, I'll copy this code, I'll go to submit form. And here, by the way, I have not written, I was not saving this forms data to any place. To save the data, we can use this path function code, but this is not our requirement for this video. We just need to do validation. So here I'll write one condition called if. I'll paste this. So see, this is returning Boolean value, right? True and false. This isBlank function written Boolean value. So I'll put comma. See, if this is true, then it should notify me. I would write notify. I'll say please fill the required fields properly. Okay, something like this I can notify, and the notification type will be error. Done. Once this is done, I have to close the bracket for if. So see, let me move them to the next line. Let me press tab so that it is properly indented. Okay, so this one is for if the condition is true, and this next one will be condition is false. Okay, so I am saying if this text input 1, which is nothing but, let me give one comment up here. So this is nothing but name field, right? If name field is blank, so this is what we are checking. If name field is blank, if it is blank, then show me this error, right? Please fill the required field properly. So if I'll play this time, if I click on the submit form, so see up here, please fill the required field properly. It is saying me like this. Same kind of validation. Let's say if I enter some value in it, and if I click on this time submit form, it is saying data has been saved successfully, because I have not added validation for this email, phone number, password or other fields, right? Now let me add validation to email. But the problem by giving validation to email is, let's say if I enter something like this, so this is not a correct email, right? It should contain a domain name like gmail.com. This is considered as the correct email. This is also not the correct email. At least after dot, at least it should have 2 characters. Let's say in for any, like gmail.in, right? This is also correct syntax. Even this is also like correct syntax. It should have a @, then after @ it should contain some text, then after dot it should contain at least 2 characters. So this is considered as correct email, right? Now let me remove this. Now how to validate a email? Let me just show you. So I have this, I'm using this variable. So this is just to check if the field is blank or not, right? Now let me remove this. I have one function called isMatch function, which also written, by the way, this isMatch also written me a true or false boolean kind of value. So in its first parameter, you can see it is expecting a text. So my text is coming from this email field. I'll click on this field. I'll copy this text input. Now I'll click on this label. I'll paste this up here. I'll say .text, right? Now my text is coming from this email field. You can see it is being highlighted with the green color, right? Now it is saying format. Now just read up here the format to check the text against. So if I write up here, let's say check it against Vinay. By the way, Vinay is my name. So see, if I play the app and if I write Vinay up here, so it is changing to true, right? If apart from Vinay, if I write something else, it is going false, right? If I write Amit, it is going false, right? But with Vinay, see, and it is case sensitive. If V is small, so again it is false. If V capital, it is changing to true. The same way we have to validate emails. Okay. So the second field here, I need to somehow give I can either give a regular expression, and there is a library, a enum library up here, inbuilt enum library, which is given by this PowerApps only. So if we write like match.email, so by default this match.email contain this regular expression. See this regular expression, dot plus @ dot plus slash dot, then inside a square bracket there is this cap sign, then dot. So you can see up here, right? So this is the regular expression that this text or this function contain, match.email property contain, right? So we don't have to write this regular expression. This match.email inbuilt it will contain this thing. Well and good. Now let me play the app. So see, if it is blank, it is saying false. Well and good. If I write, let's say Vinay, it is again false. Let me give you like my email. So Lastminutecoders, false, right? @gmail, again false. @c, again false. But COM, so now it is changed to true. Even 2 characters will be correct. Okay, so 2 or more than 2. So this is my mail ID. First of all, if you have any doubts or anything, you can contact me on this mail ID. I'll definitely reply to your problem. If you need training or if you need me for consultation, you can always connect with me, right? So this is my email, and see, now it is saying true, right? So I'll click on it. I'll copy this thing. I'll go to submit form. So to validate emails, okay, to validate email, so my first condition was this. Now to add one more condition up here, I have to use logical operators, right? Like or. I can either use the word or I can use the symbol or, the 2 standing lines. And if I paste this code up here and just put comma, email field. Okay, so I'm saying that I have added validation for name field. This one is for name. This one is for email. Okay, let me decrease the size of it. You can see up here, even with the color, you will get to know. The green one is for name, and this pink, I can say dark pink, is for email, right? So both the validations are done. Now let me write here like wrong email. Okay, let me click on submit form. So I should see one error. I am not seeing it. Let me just check it. What is the issue with this one? Let's check this out. So let me click up here. If this is match, it is false. Is blank is false. Both of them are false. Okay, wait a sec. Here I need to use not operator as well. Okay, I was not using the not operator. That is why the issue was here. So not means, see, if is match is false, then it will change to true. Okay. And if this is true, then I'll see this thing. Please fill the required field properly. Basically, this is what I had to do. So see, please fill the required field properly. But if I write @gmail.com, and here if I click on submit form, so you can see up here, data has been saved successfully. Right. So we have done validation for 2 field. So here see, not do what? I'll click up here. If I add a not symbol before this, so this true will become false. See, this is what not do. It just changes the boolean value from true to false and from false to true. Simple as that. Okay, but here I'll not use this symbol. Here I had to use because if it is like true, so I had to change it to false. Okay, just to like map it with this error properly. Well and good. Now for the phone number. So phone number should be any 10 digit. Okay, any 10 digit. So how will you get the regular expression for phone number? Just Google regex for phone number starting with, I don't know from in your country what is the proper syntax for phone number, or what is the proper regular expression for phone number. You can just say regex for phone numbers of phone number of India. Let's say I am from India, so I'll say India. You can use your country code. Okay, simple as that. And you can use ChatGPT for this. You can use a Stack Overflow. Okay, but for this use case, I will keep it really simple. Regex for phone number for 10. I'll say regex for 10 digit phone number. So 10 digit can be anything. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and then 0. That will also be considered as valid phone number. Okay, so there is this website called regexr. Go to this website, and here you will get the regular expression. Okay, the proper regular expression. So this is the regular expression that I am going to use. Let me copy this. Okay, from the top I copied it. Now here I was using this, right? If I say text input 2, so see this thing, text input 2 with green, this phone number field is highlighting. I'll remove this match.email, and in place of this I'll copy this regular expression inside double quotes. Right, now let me play the app. Here let me give like 10 numbers. So see, I have given 9 numbers till now. It is false up there. See, it is false up here. But if I give 10th number, it is true. But if I give more than 10 number, let's say 4, again it is going false. Okay, so it is validated, but I didn't validate it that it should start with like 9 8 7 6. So it can start with 1, it can start with 0, but it should contain only 10 numbers. Okay, so this is a good code. Let me just copy this code. For phone number I'll use this one for validation. I will go up here again. I have to use or and the not symbol and paste the code up here. Right, let's play our app. Let me give like, this email is correct, this name, let me give my name up here so that you don't get confused, but this phone number is not validated. Right, now let me click on the submit form button, and it is saying fill the fields, please fill the required fields properly. Okay, so let me give 10 digit number quickly. Right, 987 like that I have given, and if I click on submit form, this time it is saying data has been saved successfully. So 3 fields we have validated till now. We have validated name. Name can be anything. See how to validate name with isMatch. Just write up here match.any. Okay, in this way also you can validate like this field. Okay, so this field's name is text input 1. So see up here match any means like it can take any word. Okay, if anything is written up there, so it is saying false. Why it is false? Okay, match any, maybe it is just expecting one character only. See, for one character it is saying true, but more than one character. See what is happening up here. Let's say I wanted to validate, like I wanted to say that this name should only contain like 2 characters, right? So here, see, it is like I have written match.any, right? I can use a concatenation sign. Again, I can say match dot, let's say first should be character, next should be a digit. So again it is saying false, right? Let me play the app. If this time if I write A5, so it is changing to true, right? Or like this H6, so again true, right? But more than 2, it will change to false. Again, if you are doing for like 3 characters, so again use like ampersand sign, and here say match dot, let's say it can be anything after this, right? So like this is for 3 characters. So I hope you understood this thing. Okay, so match.any doesn't mean that it is checking for all the whole string, but it is checking the particular character. If you see up here, this is firstly checking the first character, this is second character, this is third character. Okay, this is how this match.any, match.digit, match.any is working. Now let me go to password field. Again, for password field you can like Google up here. So give me a regex for a strong password, I'll say. Again I'm saying you can use ChatGPT, Stack Overflow. Let's go to Stack Overflow now, and let me copy this regular expression. Here this person has written that ensures string has 2 uppercases, 1 special character, 2 digits, 3 lowercase letter. Ensure the string is of length of 8 character. I think this is way too strong. Let's take like the one which is like pretty simple. Should contain at least a capital letter, at least a small letter, at least a number. This one is like correct. So let's use this. In major website we have seen that a strong password is that password which contain a 1 capital letter, 1 small letter, at least it should contain a number, 1 special character, right? And its minimum length should be 8. So you can see up here, minimum length is 8. So we can use this regular expression for this use case. I'll go up here, and where I have written this match.any, in this place let me give that regular expression, and I think this name of this is text input 1_3. So I'll give text input 1_3, and if I click on this password field, just see its mode is password. Okay, I can change for now. Let me change it to single line so that you can see the password also. If I type here like H7F, see it is false up here, right, till now. But if I use any special character now, it is changing to true, right? But now let me show you A, B, C and 1 special character. It is false, right? Because it should at least contain like let me add 1 number also. But even though all the things are satisfied, 1 capital letter, 1 small letter, 1 special character, 1 number, but its length should also be greater than 8. So let's say GGGG. So let me add 3 G's. So it is true, right? But if it is of 7, if its length is 7, so it was false. See up here. But if its length increased by 1, so it is true now. Fine. So this is great. I can use this code. I will copy this code, click on the submit form button, and again I have to use or not ka symbol and paste the code up here. Well and good. So I validated name, email, phone number, password. Okay, these fields I have validated. Now I'll click on my password. I'll change its mode from single line to password, so that if I'll play my app now and if I write something up here, fine, so it will be considered as like this. I should not see the password. Well and good. So this is done. Now let us how we will validate a combo box or a drop down field. So here I have taken a combo box. So firstly I'll copy this combo box name. I'll click on this label. Either I can use isMath, but for this let's not use isMath. Let's use isBlank function again. Reason we can use isBlank because isBlank also return true or false value. So we can use this in the condition. in if conditions we can use this. I'll paste the name of combo box, and here I have to write selected dot value. Simple. So it is saying true, right, because it is empty. But if I select anything from this gender, let's say female, so it is changing to false. If I change to male, false, other, false. But if I remove anything from it, again it is saying true, right? So it's pretty much simple for this gender one. For this combo box, I'll copy this code. It was very simple. Let me again use OR. Here I don't have to use that this not symbol. Reason, because if it was empty, it is returning true, right? So I don't have to like change anything. Let me play the app. See, these fields are fine, but if I click up here, submit form, it is saying please fill the required field properly. Okay, so because gender I have not selected, but if I selected the gender properly, it is saying data has been saved successfully. Very well and good. Let me close this. Now I have this date picker field. Again, date picker is pretty simple. I'll say is blank, and here I'll say date picker one dot selected date. Okay, simple. So the name of this is date picker one. So I'm just saying if this is blank, then it will return true. And if it contain any like date, let's say 15 December 2023, so it is false. Simple as that. I'll go up here, and again I'll use OR symbol. I'll paste it up here is blank. So we have validated password, gender, or I can, let's write gender, and date of birth. Okay, now see up here, we have this checkbox here, right? So if this is ticked, then no need to validate like this country name wala field, right? If this is ticked, then no need to even check this field. But if it is unticked, then check this, and then this country name should contain the name of the country. It can't be blank. Okay, if it is ticked, then that means that our country is India. Well and good. But if it is unticked, then we have to validate this field. How we will do this? So for this use case, see, I'll firstly show you in this text input. I have to write something like this. If I'll say this is my checkbox, right? So I'll copy its name. So firstly, see, if I say checkbox dot value, simple, I do like this. So it also show me some boolean kind of thing. See, if I tick this, so it is changing to true. If I untick this, it is changing to false, right? So if I tick this, so true, untick this, false, right? So in this manner I can use this checkbox one in the if conditions, right? So if I say if checkbox value, if it is true, then show the name here Vinay, elsewise show the name here John. Okay, so I'm just showing you an example. If this is true, then show me Vinay. If it is unticked, then show me the name John. So see up here, if it was ticked, then the name Vinay is coming, otherwise John is coming. Well, pretty well and good, right? Easy. Let me remove this Vinay and John. So here I'll check is blank. Okay, now if it is unticked, so I'll use not symbol up here. Okay, in front I have to use this not symbol. If it is unticked, then this will enable, right? Then check this one, copy this, then check whether this is blank or not. Else, in else part we have to do nothing. I'll just write false up here. In else part I'll write false. Okay, so see up here, this time if it was ticked, it is false. Well and good, do nothing. But if it is unticked, then I have to write something up here, right? Just give me a second. Instead of this, let me write true up here. Okay, if is blank is going false, else it will take true. Okay, because is blank, it will check what if it contains a text, then it was going false, right? Otherwise, if this is ticked, then it is true. Untick, false. And if I play the app, if nothing is written up here, so it is true. Okay, so this is the condition that we are going to use to like check this. Sometimes I also get confused if they have too much condition inside condition, right? So we can like test it once. Okay, so again the concept is I have to use a OR symbol up here. I'll paste it up here. Let me just test this whether it is working or not. So let me see this. Untick, no country name is given. I'll click on submit form. So it is saying please fill the required field properly. If I write up here, let's say Mexico, and if I click on submit form, so it is saying data saved successfully. But let us say if it is ticked, then also it should say data saved successfully, but it is saying please fill the required field properly. So I need to correct one thing, that is I have to go up here. So I have written up here true, right? I have to write false up here. Reason, because in, see this, if I was not going to this condition is blank, then it should be false, because in false it is saying, right, data has been saved successfully. That is why I was little confused up here. Here it should also be false. Now I'll play the app. I'll click on the submit form button. See, it is saying data saved successfully. But if I untick this, no name is written up here, it will say please fill the form correctly. Any value, for now I'm not validating like the country name should be correct, but rather it should contain a value. I'm just checking that it should contain a value, right? Let's say Italy. So this is fine. But if this is blank or any other field is blank, so this is how we validate the field. But this error message, see up here, please fill the required field properly, is not showing me like where I am getting the like this proper error message, right? In which field like I have error. For that, what we can do is just utilize the border color property of the each of the field. So we have written these condition, right? The first one is for the name field, right? I'll copy this one. I'll go up here, go to its border. See, click on the name border. Now from here, just scroll up. This border color is up here, right? Here, just write if and then paste the condition, and if it is true, then border color should be red, right? Else the border color should be this blue color only. If this is blank, then the border color should be red. Simple. So see up here, if I don't write anything, and see the color is blank, but when I'm hovering over it, its color is changing to blue. Let me fix this. I'll again click on this. See this hover, click on the name hover color on the property section. On the left hand side, click on hover border color. Here some RGBA code is written, just remove it, just write self dot border color. So whatever is my original border color, on hover also this will remain the same. See this time if I hover over it, so the color is not changing, and if I write something, well and good, right? So pretty much easy. I'll click on this, I'll copy this self dot border color code, I'll select all the fields, at least all the text fields at the same go. I'll go to its hover border color property and I'll paste the code in all of them. Same thing I need to do in like this date picker field also. There is the property called border hover color. Let me see, do we have here the property called border hover color? I don't think we have. So let's let's ignore this one. But for this one, I'm pretty much sure that this will have a hover border color property for this combo box. So see, this hover border color is there. So let me just write self dot border color only in this, right? So now then these fields are fixed. I'll click on this email field. For email, what is the code that I was using? This is match code, right? So let me copy from is match till here. So I'll say, I'll go to this border color property. This is border style, so I have to change it to border color. Again, I have to say if, see why I'll not write color dot red now, but color dot red after this comma. The reason is pretty much simple. Is match will return true false. See, if it is match within correct email, then it should be blue color, right? But if I'm entering wrong email, then it should be red. That is why up here, if you will see, I was using this not symbol, okay, so that it could interchange. Now see up here, if it was wrong email, so see, but if I use @ sign, now it is correct. For wrong, I am seeing this error. Well and good. Now I have added validation in all the field. You can see up here, if I click on this phone number, so you can see this is the code that I have written in its border color property. and see this code up here. Again, after if you have to use this is match code, and if it is matching then use this blue color, otherwise use this red border color. Same for password field. If I go to its border color property, let me just show you the code. So this is the code. Again, if is match, and this regular expression, the same thing. I was just copying it from up here, right? This one is for name field, email, this is phone number, this is password. So I was just copying this from up here. So the same thing that we have done for first two, I did for all the other fields. Just for, let me just show you for this, let's say gender. If I click on this gender and I'll go to the border color property. So again the same code, right? If, very simple, is blank. If it is blank, then the border should be red. But how did I change the color of this? You see this chevron background. This is called chevron background. So if I go to the chevron background, again you just have to copy paste the same code. No, don't even have to change the code, right? Rest all thing will remain the same. For this date picker, again in its border color property, the same kind of code. If is blank, date picker 1. Date picker 1 is nothing but this thing only. Dot selected date. You can write self up here also, right? If you write like this self, this will also work. Self means itself only. Either you can write name or you can write self. Both are correct. If it is blank, then the border should be red, otherwise this. Now how did I change this icon color? So there is a property called icon background. So again just copy the same code again. Here also if I write self, it is correct, right? And this one is very simple, same as the name field, right? Now how did I give this country name up here? This hint text, or I can say placeholder. So there is a property called hint text. So see, if in the name, let me just show you. So I'll say your name, right? So like this, in this let me say your email. So this you can do, right? But my task was to create validations in all the field. So we are successfully able to validate it. Now no need to give validation in checkbox, right? It can either be true, it can either be false. Okay, I have one reset button up here on the top. Let me write like some values up here, right? Now let's say just on the press of a button, see if I give some date, there is no way I can make this field empty. See, if I try to remove this date, I am unable to like remove this date. Okay, so we have to build a reset button. Let me write something up here. But see, if as soon as I hit on reset, so see all the fields are going empty, right? So how did I created this? So just create one icon. Just search for reset icon, you will get this icon. In this reset icon, on select property, write this code, update context. Just we have to create one variable where reset. So it is just like a button. If the button is on, so firstly we have to turn off the button, right? So that is why I have written like this. Where reset false first, then where reset true. Then use this variable in all the fields, all this text input fields, and this combo box, date picker. Instead of this, just ignore this button. But all this input fields, go to advanced, search for the property called reset. All input field have a reset property, and just paste the name of the variable up here, where reset. So it will, whenever we will write something on it, and if we click on reset, so it will just reset the values. It will just change them to their default value. So see, in their default, if you see, their default doesn't contain any value. Let me see if I write Vinay up here in its default, right? So what will happen if I'll play the app, and if I write here Ajay, and if I reset up, so see on reset default value come, not blank but default. So here by default the value there, and nothing was written up here, so it was going blank. Okay, don't get confused with that. Reset will just reset it with this default. Okay, if default is empty, then that is why we are seeing empty up here. Well and good. Now how am I like interchanging this thing? So as I shown earlier, if I tick this, so it is just giving me like a boolean value, right? True. And if I untick this, it was returning false. This checkbox dot value, there is one property dot value. So same way on this visible of this control or this text input, I am saying checkbox dot one, and I am using the not symbol. So if it is untick, then show me this. If it is tick, then don't show me this, right? If it is a citizen of India, that is like if it is tick, then I know the guy is from like India. If it is unticked, then write your country name, right? So like that, we can add validation. Now further more validations can also be done, right? We can create one pop-up screen. So many things we can do. We can show the error message, but this is the like easiest approach, I can say, and it is more clean, right? You don't have to write something on it. It is pretty much understood. If it is red, that means it is a required field and there is a asterisk sign up here, right? If it was unrequired field, it would be like blue, right? If I see it should be like this border. If I'm writing something right thing, then it is blue border. So you don't have to show text. But then again, you can if you want, you can show error messages as well. That's not a issue. You can show error message, you can show pop-up as well. So many things you can do. You can even disable this button if you don't want. See, even this code we have, right? If I see the code on its on select, so this code we have, right? If so, just copy this if condition, the whole thing, just copy it. Just go to this thing. There is a property called display mode. So here, just before this edit, just paste this code. Right here, what I am saying, if any of these field is wrong, right? If any of these field is wrong, then the button should be disabled. Else the button should be display mode of that button should be edit. Simple as that. Just disable this button. And see, this button is disabled, right? But now let me just write some number. Let me just write some dummy email. Let me just write some password. Select gender, date of birth, country. So see, this button is now enabled, right? But if any of the field is like wrong, so this button is disabled. So this is the best way. This is the best way. You can write like make this more cleaner. This on select page, you don't even have to write like these two conditions. Just simply write your patch code in it. You don't have to write like this code. I can now remove this code from here and I can simply write my patch code up here with like error handling. Okay, this will be more cleaner, okay, than before, but it's totally up to you. I have shown you like multiple approach. It's totally up to you like which one you wanted to use, right? So this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the future videos. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.